Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 11 o'clock, you just heard an ad for home security from Seth Posner, right? And, you know, there's more than one way for a bad guy to take advantage of you. They might not break in through the door at all. They might call you on the phone or send you a mail, right? That'll kind of trick you into doing something that ends up with you on the short end of the stick and somebody else stealing your money. Barbara Floyd Jones is on the phone. She's an event strategist and coordinator. She's recognized by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, the Hope Now Alliance, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture for her contributions toward affordable and sustainable home ownership. She's been featured on the Tom Joyner Morning Show, Growing Bolder, the James Fortune Show, the Washington Post, Forbes magazine, and now AM Ocala Live, which we're proud to say.
Yeah.
This is a warning. She wants to tell us about some scams on foreclosures, etc., the kinds of free, and also talking to us about the kinds of free assistance available to homeowners, in addition to the red flags about the scams. So, with a very short interview scheduled, Barbara Floyd Jones. Good morning, Barbara.
Good morning, Larry. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for making me sound so official.
Where are you officially? Where are you right now?
I am in Washington. I'm in Washington, D.C., and I'm glad that I could get on and talk with your listeners for a few minutes about scams, because we know that in the Florida market, Florida ranks number 2 in terms of all scam reports that we receive. We know that the homeowners there definitely need this information.
Who's being targeted?
I'm glad you asked that. I want to say everyone is being targeted.
Well, I wasn't sure.
Yes, everyone.
I wasn't sure if it was somebody in a distressed property, like somebody close to being foreclosed on, or if it could be somebody just, it's fine. Everything's fine.
No, it's a little bit of both. It's everyone. And what I want to say is it could be someone that has a very humble, meager income to those that are very affluent. Again, like I stated, in Florida, it has been the number 2 market since this campaign started in 2009. People are being scammed constantly, and what the signs are is that homeowners are asked to pay for money in exchange for a service, and so that service usually is avoiding foreclosure or reduction of the mortgage. And in the case of a modification, someone may be facing foreclosure, but honestly, they may not be facing foreclosure. They could just be searching to determine if they are eligible for some type of mortgage reduction. I mean, who would not want to have their mortgage reduced?
Oh my goodness! Well, wouldn't a person go to their bank or their loan company to do that? I mean, why would you go through somebody else?
Absolutely. They should go with their lender, but I'm sure you have heard stories from your family and friends who said, I tried to work with the lender. It's a very daunting process. And what I always say is you have to continue on the road of working with your lender. So for a homeowner that has maybe tried for several months to connect with their lender, they may say that they are giving up. And then you hear the ads, or then they do the search online and they find a company that promises to work with the lender on the homeowner's behalf. And bingo, there you have it. Someone is coming in and they're going to take the burden off of my shoulders and they're going to work with the lender for me. That never happens. The companies are only in business to get money from the homeowner. And so homeowners really should not even have conversations with companies like that.
And we see those ads on the internet all the time. I mean, I'll sign on to AOL or Hotmail, and then there's this big ad. It says, and it points to the president. It says that President Obama, encourages you to refinance or go ahead to this lending company, and they're using big names. So no wonder the people try to trust them.
Yes, they use big names, and they know how to Photoshop the name of the lender. Yes, so sometimes homeowners will receive letters. I read a letter last week that looked like it had come from the lender. It had the lender's logo and maybe even address on the bottom of the letterhead, but there was something about the letter when you read it. They started to mix programs. There were a couple of misspellings. The phone number that you actually called was not actually the lender's number. And some of the companies, you may be aware of this, some of the companies know how to change the identification of their number. So when it comes up on the caller ID, it looks like it's coming from a government agency or it looks like it's coming from the lender.
So do you have information about assistance that we can depend on and trust?
Sure. So homeowners that want to find out all their options should, again, first contact their lender, use the number on the mortgage statement, and ask for the loss mitigation department. Once connected there, the homeowner should let the lender know they're trying to either just reduce their mortgage or avoid foreclosure. Secondly, work with the local HUD-approved housing counselors. There are many in Florida, in the Orlando area, and so they'll be able to point homeowners to not only the local sources but the national sources where appropriate. And so for homeowners who are uncertain, we don't want homeowners to be totally confused. Just work with the lender and the housing counselor. They're going to be your one-stop shop.
And I'm guessing it would be only for the home. If you were behind on your other bills, you couldn't include them, or could you? Could you group them together?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question because in some cases, the housing counselors provide credit counseling or financial counseling, so they'll be able to help the homeowner get on a budget or determine if, in fact, the house is still affordable, or help them get into some other type of repayment plan for their other debt.
Oh, wow. How does that scammer contact us? Is it by phone? Like Robin mentioned, an internet, but that would be something you had to click on, I would think. Do they call us, knock on our doors? What do they do?
Well, early on in 2009, at the height of the foreclosure crisis, they were doing some door-to-door solicitation, but now they don't have to beat the pavement, if you will. They can just solicit you through the internet. As mentioned before, sometimes it's just a phishing scheme where they'll just send out email to a bunch of IP addresses, but also homeowners that are seeking assistance. If you type in keywords, you're going to get their ads. And once you place the call or fill in their online form, they have your information captured within that cookie, and then they'll start to contact you or sell your information off to other companies also promising similar services.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
So now, if you got caught in a scam, is there a way to get out of the scam?
Homeowners that have been scammed have several options. I would say they can call the hotline at 1-888-995-HOPE. That's 1-888-995-4673 to report that scam. In some cases, depending on the type of scam and who was involved, the homeowner may be able to get some of their money back. However, they can never get their money back if they don't report the crime. They can also find trusted resources as well as a mechanism to report the scam online at loanscamalert.org.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask, a website. So loanscamalert.org. And the other website I have is neighborworks.org. Is that also a good one?
I would say that homeowners need to go to loanscamalert.org. That's the campaign website, and it's the headquarters for all things related to modification scams.
Okay, loanscamalert.org. Okay. Well, Barbara, thank you for what you're doing. Obviously, getting some people some good news and probably raising a red flag so others don't have bad news later on down the road. Thank you for what you're doing. Is it warm in D.C. right now? Hot? It's hot here.
Yeah.
It's very muggy, very muggy. What else would it be? D.C. in the summer.
Yeah, right.
Sounds like a good title for a book.
Yeah, sounds like sounds like a Woody Allen movie or something, right? D.C. in the summer. Barbara Floyd Jones, thank you for being on the air with us. The website that we got from Barbara is loanscamalert.org, and call us if you need that repeated. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You're welcome. All right, we will take a little break and be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partly sunny today with a thunderstorm in spots this afternoon. Our high 90 to 97. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, low 70.